Hi, this is Dan White again. I'm doing a follow-up video based on our discussion on AZ Billiards up here in a thread created by Monty Ort called the CTE Shot You Can Try AZB. The discussion's centered around why do shots go in the pocket when using CTE. The CTE people, of course, say it's the shape of the table, does something to your perception to make you think you're doing the exact same thing every time, but the ball goes in the pocket. People are a little unsatisfied with that explanation, such as myself. Have been saying, well, no, you're doing something, you're fudging the shot this way or that way, or you're doing something you don't realize. So Monty posted up this video a week or so ago, and I thought it would be useful to go in a little bit of detail as to what exactly he is doing. If we can't really say why, at least we can see what he's doing. And I think I did learn one thing from doing this, and I'll explain that to you. I should say I apologize for the video quality is a little off, but I'm doing the best I can with what I have. And I'm going to go through a few things. You can hear the mouse clicking a lot. It's because I'm clicking through different images. So there's one claim that Monty's making that says, hey, look, I'm doing the exact same thing every time and the ball goes in the pocket. I'm doing the exact same thing. So I looked into that to see, is he? And the answer is yes and no. I kind of look at this in three different steps. The first step is getting the CTE perceptions. In this case, it's a 30-degree inside pivot perception. And the picture I'm showing now is what we're calling at ball address. So Monty has picked up his perceptions and he's laid the cue down on the table. He's done a half tip offset for purposes of this instructional video. So that's what we call ball address. The next step is the NISL, the no imagination shot line, which is where he'll be pivoting into the actual shot line. That's step 2. And then the third step is actually shooting the shot. So I've kind of always thought, well, Monty's either fudging it when he gets into ball address or during the NISL, the no imagination shot line, and when he's actually finding the shot line, he's fudging it. Or when he's stroking the shot, he's doing something, swooping or something to make the ball go in. I'm not saying we can answer that for sure. Definitively, especially not in one video. But I did find something interesting about the ball address part of it. Let me go into that. So we have, again, the 4 shots where the object ball is going to be half a diamond above center table, half a diamond right on center table, a half a diamond beyond, and then a full diamond beyond. So we have 4 shots in this video, and that's what these 4 shots are. So what I'd like to just show you first is this is shot 1, where the ball's the closest to us, and I've put a line over the shot, that orange line. Okay, so that's right over the cue, and it's right over the tip, and extends through the object ball. So that's the first shot. The second shot is, again, object ball at center table, and I'm drawing a line over the cue, the black line. Now I'm going to go to the third shot and draw another line. That's the purple line. See the purple line over the cue. And then the fourth shot, the most acute angle, right here, the red line. See the red line on top of the cue. So that shows us what's happening at ball address. And if I take away the pictures and leave only the lines, that's what we have. Now, one thing that stood out to me right away is that it looks to me like Monty is addressing the ball the same exact way every time. So when he has a 30-degree perception, he's getting down on the shot and placing the cue in the same spot each time. This orange line is the first shot, is a little off from the others. I don't have a good explanation for that. But if we look at the 4 shots again, I'm going to cycle through them more quickly and you'll see how he's doing the same thing each time. So shot 1, shot 2, shot 3, shot 4. Okay, I'll do that one more time. Shot 1, shot 2, shot 3, shot 4. You may have noticed what I noticed is that his body does appear to be going right along the same line. So I think it's fair to say when Monty's addressing the ball for a 30-degree perception, he is doing the exact same thing. Now when it comes to the NISL, which is the NISL or the actual shot line, this is the NISL for shot 1, and this is the line over the cue for shot 1. And just going through the same exercise we did before, you can see each successive shot and the line that goes over the cue for each one, showing basically the aim line. And you can see in this case the lines are not overlapping, which simply tells us that for each successive shot, shot 1, 2, 3, 4, he's pivoting the cue more and more in order to pocket the ball. So to summarize that, I've got this little drawing which shows shot 1, shot 2, shot 3, shot 4. As you go in this direction, the cut angle becomes more acute, which requires a greater and greater pivot. So in the first shot, you can see there's virtually no change between the two. Again, this is the one line is the ball address, which is kind of like setting the cue down in a consistent place on the table. And the second line is the pivot to the NISL, which is the shot line. So you can see as you go in this direction, the pivot gets greater. They're pretty close here, but you also have to remember that as you go from shot 1 to shot 4, the cue is also further away from the camera. So these arcs should actually be a little bigger than you see because the cue is farther away. Probably if I extended these lines a little, it would be a little more accurate, but the main point is as you go to sharper angles, when he's starting with the same consistent cue position, he has to pivot more and more to pocket the ball. Now, I thought that was interesting. So Monty is doing the same thing when he starts out each shot before he finds the NISL. Now, there's another interesting thing. I think that the NISL, acquiring the NISL, is really the beginning of the aiming process. I think the rest of it I would call a pre-shot routine, and that's not really a knock on the procedure. It's just it looks like the aiming begins when the NISL line is acquired. So let me show you something interesting. I don't know if this is important or not, but in shot 1, this is the ball address, and this is finding the NISL. Okay, ball address, finding the NISL. What do you notice? When he's finding the NISL, he's pivoting to the NISL, his head drops down, his head gets lower. Okay. Now in shot 2, you'll see the same thing. Head gets lower. Shot 3, same thing. It's like he's getting ready to shoot. Shot 4. Oops. Shot 4. He's getting down to shoot. So to me that says this is where he's really aiming the shot. And obviously he's pivoting more and more as he goes down table. Now I think Monty would say he's doing that because the shape of the table is kind of telling him to do that. It's, I don't know, an optical illusion, or maybe he could use his own words. I would say it's because he can see the pocket. Pocket's over here, and he can see it in his peripheral vision, and he's just naturally pivoting enough to make the shot go in. But again, that's getting ahead of ourselves a little. What else do I have to say here? I think that's about it. Basically, I just wanted to say that there's no problem as far as I see it where more gets down into the ball address, he is actually getting down in the same way each time. And I know he said that he was pivoting only by habit, but he looks like he's doing it fairly consistent half ball pivot, because each shot down table becomes sharper and sharper, requires a bigger and bigger pivot, and that seems to be what's happening. So I don't know, there's a little bit of confusion about whether Monty is using the pivot or is not using the pivot, but I guess that's for another video. I don't want to confuse this video more than I already have. So hopefully that makes some sense, and I'll have more to say in my post on AZ. Thanks.